All human progress by a question. Hello, hey, welcome to another Rare Leader Conversation with myself, Tori Jalen, and the wonderful
Danielle Jalen.
Hey, thank you for joining us for this conversation here this week. And, our mission at part of Rare Leaders is to empower you with, tools, connections to help you really achieve the goals that you want to achieve. And today, we're going to do something a little random, a little bit different. Today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Danielle.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I got a good little surprise when she came to the office today. Just to let you guys know, if you want to hear more about it, ask in the comments. But anyways, we're going to do something different today. I have a deck of cards here today. And Danielle, you're going to get to choose the card. So whatever is the question on the card will be our conversation that we're going to have around today's Rare Leader Conversation. So Danielle, in my hands, a deck of cards, and you just got to tell me to stop. And whatever card she chooses, you can thank her for the question. But hopefully the goal of asking this question and having a conversation around this question is something that you can use in terms of thinking for yourself and your own growth. You can use it to talk with a coworker, a friend, a family member, or just yourself to go ahead and journal. So are you ready, Danielle?
Sure.
You sound so excited. All right, you just tell me when to stop and I'll stop. That will be our conversation starter question for today.
Okay, stop.
The question is, you can thank her for this question, everyone. The question is, what am I thankful for today? One, why is that a good question, Danielle? Let's start there.
I think it brings us to what we're grateful for, helping bring us back to a more positive mindset and energy. I know that is an incredible question from this weekend. Our boys were in a volleyball tournament, and I think a lot of times we go into the tournaments and we have this one. When I saw what we were registered for, I had a really good feeling that thing, and they did. And so it was kind of cool that we got to experience that this weekend, then bringing home the gold and winning first place out of 28 teams in their division. And so it's pretty cool. And then I think that goes to the point, like, we talk about learning through the struggles and some of our past tournaments and the mistakes that we've made. And even early in this tournament, the mistakes that we made and how a team may not have beat us, we lost, but I think it was two different things. Like, we lost because we were making mental errors, and what can we learn from that? And so being thankful for the different things that we have to go through, and sometimes it's hard to always see that positive side of it.
Yeah, that's true. I think so often we can be thankful. Oh, we just got that pay raise. Oh, we're just thankful, that the surgery went well, which are all great things to be thankful for. However, though, what does it look like when you can find the thanks and the gratitude in the struggle? I mean, I think about this. Ezekiel and his teammates, some of his teammates been together, for 4 years now? And they went through all the struggle of growing as young men, growing as a team, getting there so close sometimes, and then just falling a little bit short. And so to see it come together this past weekend, it was one of those things. It was like you thought, everyone was going to rush the court. We win, but it wasn't like that. It was almost like they felt like they'd been there before, right? Like it was expected to happen. And I think there's something to be thankful for in that alone, right? It was like, wasn't surprised that they won, yet they won. But it was a challenge, right? I mean, we played 9 games this weekend. And what was crazy about, like you may have said, that the championship game was our revenge match against the only loss of the weekend. And it's just crazy because you think about that day, we went 2-0 at the beginning of the day, and then also we had this third match, and the top two teams went to goal, and we ended the day losing that match. And like you said, there was mental errors and things that even I could have done better as a coach. But yet, Ezekiel found the silver lining in it, how to be thankful for it. He said, if we would have got first, the highest seed we could have had the possibility on the second day was third seed. By going this route, it was going to be the second seed. And we were for the championship game. And also when I think about, those my connections are interesting here today. Um, is is that I get to celebrate another Valentine's Day with you.
Yep.
Yep, and that's now what we're going to just would be considered our 23rd Valentine's Day we celebrate together.
Yep, I think so.
Ah, and what I was thinking about last night and preparing for today because we can have our lunch date today, which I'm excited about, is I like man, like how fast has 23 years gone? It's wild. I feel like it was just like yesterday that we got together, and those 23 years, we've had ups and downs, and we learn and grow through them all. But I am so thankful to be your husband and to be here with you, because I mean, God knows that, I helped Daniel grow through these periods of 23 years. But and I think that's what we got to sit back and think about too when it comes to being, what am I thankful for today? I think I'm also thankful for my parents. You don't know the impact you can make on your children until later in life sometimes. And for them to be together for all the years that they were together and going through the ups and downs and making me realize, hey, tough times don't last, as they say, tough people do. And to be able to see through those different challenges. So I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for the fact that Ezekiel, and his teammates had breakthrough this weekend. And think, I don't think I know, when I start thinking about all these things that I'm thankful for, what it does for my own human spirit, my tank is full. I don't know about you, Danielle.
Yeah, I agree. I think that when you start to like reminisce on the things in your life that you have, um, we how many homeless people did we walk past in the bus stop areas on the way to the arena? You're thankful that you have a warm place to sleep at night. Because it was not warm down there at all in St. Louis. So
I thought it was warm.
I mean, it was warmer than here, but I mean, the nights are cold. Like it was chilly, and you think, we complain as we're walking how cold we are from the arena to the hotel, and we're cold, and they spend 24 hours out there. So you are able to gain a new perspective, I think, on your life.
Yeah. And I think too is like when I'm looking at, our son is 17 years old. And
Almost.
I'm almost 17 years old, sorry. He was like, don't make that don't put that. But I think when they're younger, we celebrate their wins so much more than sometimes we celebrate them now. Like I ref volleyball with our son. And I rep, 12, 13, 14-year-olds at times. And how excited the parents are with them simply just getting the pass up or serving it over the net. And they're like, oh my gosh, and they're taking snapshots and pictures. And I think it's so important to, when you think about what am I thankful for today, be thankful for your progress. Be thankful for where you started. I look at us that, we started when we first got together living in a 375 square foot apartment and being blessed to have a bedroom as big as our apartment. It's crazy to think about that, but I think those are the things that it's easy to take for granted after a while. I think it's easy to take for granted your spouse. I think it can be easy to take for granted, your health, your relationships, your friendships, where you're at work. Like, at the end of the day, like you said, Danielle, we weren't sleeping on the streets. Like that would be cold, right? We're gonna go eat lunch. We get to have, vehicles that run. And I think when in our lives, it's so easy to get caught up in the things that we don't have that we lose out and giving energy to the things we do have. You think?
Yeah, sometimes I think we lose sight on, um, we get so caught up like what is perceived, I guess, like even on social media. Like people's lives aren't always what the pictures look like. And I think it's easy to get caught up in the comparison game and lose what we are thankful for instead of truly like understanding like what we're blessed to have.
Yeah. That takes. I mean, why does that take work? Why is it like? Why does sometimes, at least for me, sometimes I gotta get knocked in my butt, knocked to my knees to remind me of it, or I have to listen to a talk, or I have to, read something. Like, why can't I just be like automatically thankful every day?
I think that it's part of the human nature and the world trying to conform you to what is out there, and it's a constant battle. It's not anything that's worth having is worth fighting for. So I think it's constantly having to battle through all that to be able to have it.
Yeah, because it all takes work. What am I thankful for today? It takes work to actually sit down and think about it because there's all these other things that are demanding our attention: cell phones, text messages, emails. And, when I look at my own career, like I got to be at my son's volleyball game without stressing out about it all. That's pretty freaking cool. You know, I get to go ahead and have lunch with my bride today. That's pretty freaking cool. And just to be, I think when I think about this question on Valentine's Day, and I know some people maybe think, I don't have someone to share Valentine's Day with, a significant other. And I hear you on that. And I think too, there could be people that are in relationships that they're not celebrating, but they would want to have that opportunity to do it. And so it's, life is about perspective. And I think, no matter what you do and you don't have, there's still something to be thankful for. There's still something to be thankful for. So, in our final thoughts, when we come around this question, this is a random question, but I think these are questions that are going to make you think. These are questions that will help you grow. What would you say some final thoughts when it comes to what am I thankful for today?
Well, I think it's ironic that you picked that card, or I picked that card.
You picked the card. This, this was not predetermined prior to today's
Yeah.
call.
I feel like I willed it to happen because literally on the drive here, those were things that I was thinking about and how just thankful that I was for being able to experience that this weekend. So I think it's completely ironic, and I willed that card to be the one that came up to be able to do that. So
Yeah. But what are you going to say in terms of this question later?
and final thoughts, just really I mean, challenge yourself. You may, if you are having a crappy day or a down day, or you're having a phenomenal day and all these exciting things are happening for you, be thankful for them. Thank for all the stuff. Like take time to write it down, just say thank you out loud, whatever it is, just take the time to acknowledge it all.
Yeah. And to add to that, literally, when I got here today in the office, I'm like, thank you. I'm like, thank you. I get to go ahead and make a difference today. Thank you. I get to connect with these people. Thank you for giving me the information today to have conversations that are impactful, that add value. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to go on our lunch date with Danielle. Thank you for giving me good health. I literally just did a whole bunch of thank yous from going in my car to the front door here. I'm like, thank you for allowing me to have an office. Um, And I think if we just start to keep on saying more thank you, thank you, thank yous, what would it do to our attitudes? What would it do to the connection we have in our relationships, at our work, and the results? I think what am I thankful for today? You're not only just being thankful for what happened in the past or what's happened today, but being thankful for the future. There's a quote that says the responsibility of a leader is defining a shared reality and giving hope. And that's part of our hope by doing these calls every Tuesday, is to give you some hope, to give you something to think about, to equip you and empower you, to educate you to live your best life. So without further ado, we're signing off today. I want to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day. I wish I could do a little Valentine's things around now, but every day should be a day that we fill our heart with joy and gratitude. So I'm Tony Jalen, joined by
Danielle Jalen.
Until next week, be a rare leader, be resourceful, be adaptable, be resilient, be one to engage with others. Onward and upwards. Oh, I just seized out. Oh no. Outtakes.